Welcome to Vietnam, Halong Bay. Thousands of islands in the sea where you can go by cruise. You can stay overnight in the sea. All of these cruises are going inside. Everyone is waiting for. You can see all of these are mountains in the sea. Okay, this is the boarding area. Here you can start boarding to the Halong Bay tour. So here groups are going one by one. The group will go to the boat and here you can do the booking. Welcome to Halong Bay. Halong Bay is a famous tourist destination in Vietnam. Most famous in Vietnam. This cruise will take around 6 to 8 hours.
Halong Bay, in northeast Vietnam, is known for its emerald waters and thousands of towering limestone islands topped by rainforests. Junk boat tours and sea kayak expeditions take visitors past islands named for their shapes, including Stone Dog and Teapot Islets. The region is popular for scuba diving, rock climbing and hiking, particularly in mountainous Cat Ba National Park. Halong Bay, towering limestone pillars and tiny islets topped by forest rise from the emerald waters of the Gulf of Tonkin. Designated a World Heritage Site in 1994, Halong Bay's scatter of islands, dotted with wind and wave-eroded grottoes, is a vision of ethereal beauty and, unsurprisingly, northern Vietnam's #1 tourism hub. Halong Bay, in the Gulf of Tonkin, includes some 1,600 islands and islets, forming a spectacular seascape of limestone pillars. Because of their precipitous nature, most of the islands are uninhabited and unaffected by a human presence. The site's outstanding scenic beauty is complemented by its great biological interest. Halong Bay, in the Gulf of Tonkin, includes some 1,600 islands and islets, forming a spectacular seascape of limestone pillars. Because of their precipitous nature, most of the islands are uninhabited and unaffected by a human presence. The site's outstanding scenic beauty is complemented by its great biological interest. Sprawling Halong City, also known as Bai Che, is the bay's main gateway, but its high rises are a disappointing doorstep to this site. Most visitors opt for cruise tours that include sleeping on board within the bay, while a growing number are deciding to eschew the main bay completely, heading straight for Cat Ba Island, from where trips to less visited but equally alluring Lan Ha Bay are easily set up. All visitors must purchase entry tickets for the National Park 40,000D, and there are also separate admission tickets for attractions in the bay, such as caves and fishing villages 30,000D to 50,000D. Reef Synthesis Halong Bay, located in the Gulf of Tonkin, within Quang Ninh Province, in the northeast of Vietnam, is 165 kilometers from the capital of Hanoi. Covering an area of 43,400 hectares and including over 1,600 islands and islets, most of which are uninhabited and unaffected by humans, it forms a spectacular seascape of limestone pillars and is an ideal model of a mature karst landscape developed during a warm and wet tropical climate. The property's exceptional scenic beauty is complemented by its great biological interest. The outstanding value of the property is centered around the drowned limestone karst landforms, displaying spectacular pillars with a variety of coastal erosional features such as arches and caves which form a majestic natural scenery. The repeated regression and transgression of the sea on the limestone karst over geological time has produced a mature landscape of clusters of conical peaks and isolated towers which were modified by sea invasion, adding an extra element to the process of lateral undercutting of the limestone towers and islands. Comprised of a multitude of limestone islands and islets rising from the sea, in a variety of sizes and shapes and presenting picturesque, unspoiled nature, Halong Bay is a spectacular seascape sculpted by nature. The property retains a high level of naturalness, and despite its long history of human use, is not seriously degraded. Outstanding features of the property include the magnificent towering limestone pillars and associated notches, arches and caves, which are exceptionally well developed and among the best presented of their type in the world. Must know before you visit Halong Bay. 1. The best way to explore Halong Bay is by cruise. There are day cruises and cruises with onboard stay for multiple nights available in various budget categories. 2. Be sure to book these cruises well in advance, especially during the peak season, as they can get sold out quickly. 3. Tours to Halong Bay are generally begun from Hanoi, but you can also head to Halong Bay from other nearby towns or cities. In addition, buses are regularly available to Halong Bay from most towns and cities. Four, it is advisable to seek advice from your hotel management about tours and cruises in Halong Bay. Generally, the hotel patrons can give a complete guide for the same. 5. Be sure to carry cash when traveling to Halong Bay. As island stops and water activities are a part of most cruises, be sure to carry appropriate clothing as needed. 6. Also, be sure to carry hats, sunscreens, and any such lotions and medications as needed, as these are not easy to come by when out in the bay.